Welcome everyone to today's explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this journey. We're diving into a profoundly beautiful story, one about love, the heavy, heavy weight of solitude, and that incredibly thin, almost invisible boundary between our deepest dreams and waking reality. We're going to unpack a narrative that really asks us to look at the hopes we keep buried inside.
Now you might be wondering, can dreams truly become reality? Have you ever woken up from a dream that felt, well, so vivid, so unbelievably tangible that you could literally still smell the air, like the emotions were still just lingering right there in your chest? Have you ever felt this deep, totally unexplained connection between your most secret desires and the waking world around you? Keep that exact feeling in mind, because that is exactly what the protagonist experiences in the story we're breaking down today.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Solitude and the World of Books.
Our story kicks off with a young man named Asif, and Asif is living a life defined by, well, profound isolation. He's completely substituted human connection with the written word. His small room is basically a fortress, totally walled in by bookshelves. Every single shelf is packed with stories, and these books, they serve as his only friends. They're his sole escape from a really lonely reality. For Asif, books aren't just for studying. They're entire new worlds, they're safe havens where he can just lose himself and hide away from the actual world outside his window. But routine can only protect us for so long, right? One ordinary, completely solitary night suddenly shifts into this fateful, mystical journey. Asif was reading late into the evening, totally losing track of time, when this strange, sudden restlessness crept into his heart. It was this anxiety he just couldn't explain. He looks out his window, and the sky is bathed in moonlight, but the stars, they seem unusually bright, like almost pulling him in. Yielding to that magnetic pull, he just closes his eyes and slips right into a deep, vivid trance.
Which brings us to Section 2, Journey of a Beautiful Dream. And this brilliantly illustrates a really massive shift. We step out of that cramped, dark room, and we see a stark, sudden contrast from his waking isolation, which was, dark, confined, and lonely. Asif suddenly finds himself transported to this luminous, heavenly valley. It is incredibly vibrant. It's filled with rare animals, and the air is just thick with the fragrant scent of blooming flowers he's never even seen before. It's like the darkness of the night just gifted this place a completely unique, divine light.
So, Asif is wandering through this breathtaking paradise, right? Everything around him is mesmerizing, completely surreal. He can't even remember how he got there. And here's the kicker, despite the absolute perfection of this dreamscape, that intense, unexplained anxiety is still tugging at his heart. Why? Well, because sure, the environment was beautiful, but his internal void was still empty. He was looking for something, or rather, someone, very specific.
Then we get this incredibly cinematic moment. A sweet, soft voice just cuts right through his anxiety. Asif, how did you come here? The mist clears, and a girl appears before him. Her name is Mawish. Her face is glowing as if it's literally bathed in moonlight itself, and she's wearing the soft smile that just instantly brings peace to his troubled heart.
Mawish. Honestly, that is all Asif can utter. It perfectly captures his absolute utter disbelief and just overwhelming love. I mean, think about it. This is the girl who has haunted his dreams for years. The one he thought he would absolutely never see again, and she is standing right in front of him asking him how he arrived in this valley. No way, right?
And what Mawish reveals next is just incredible. She says, this place is the reflection of the depths of your heart, your dreams, your desires. Everything is alive here. She tells Asif that the valley isn't just some random, beautiful illusion. It is a living, breathing manifestation of Asif's deepest emotions. His restlessness literally pulled her to him. This paradise, it's the absolute truth of his heart, brought to life.
Now, to understand this, let's step out of the dream for a moment and look at Section 3, Sweet Memories of the Past.
To really grasp the gravity of this reunion, we got to step back and look at the painful history that pushed Asif into isolation in the first place. Their young love story started on day one, the very first day of school, when Asif was totally captivated by Mawish's innocent charm. Months later, that friendship blossomed into a really deep bond. Then came the big day, confession day. They mutually revealed their hidden love, and Asif felt like his whole world was complete. But then, tragically, came departure day. A sudden family transfer completely tore the young couple apart.
And despite their best efforts to stay in touch, the distance and the passing of time slowly eroded their connection. Devastated by the separation and the fading contact, a huge void opened up in Asif's life. And this, right here, is the root cause of his trauma. He buried himself entirely in books because he desperately needed a cure for his pain. He spent countless nights just remembering her, locked away in that exact same lonely little room we saw at the very beginning.
All right, let's bring the energy back up and fast forward. Section 4, the meeting of dream and reality.
Enough of the sorrowful past. Let's get back to the magical valley because we are approaching the emotional climax of this story. The past is what makes this present dream so incredibly vital. Mayawish is holding his hand in the dream valley, and she offers Asif this immense comfort. She tells him, "We were never far from each other, only distance seemingly separated us." She reassures him that their true love totally transcends physical distance. They were always connected by the shared voice of their hearts. In this dream, after all those years, Asif finally finds the peace that had totally eluded him.
But then, he blinks. Asif abruptly wakes up. He's back in his small room and the vivid dream just shatters. So, the crucial point is, what happens next? Normally, when we wake up, the dream just kind of fades away, right? But for Asif, this heavy, lingering hope remains. His heartbeat is still completely synchronized with the joy of the dream. And incredibly, literally unbelievably, the faint, sweet scent of the valley's flowers is still actually hanging in the air of his bedroom. Driven by this lingering fragrance and just a mad, completely impossible hope, Asif actually gets out of bed. He walks towards his bedroom door, he takes a deep, deep breath, and slowly, gently opens it. So, what do you think was waiting for him on the other side?
Mayawish. The very word just escapes his lips involuntarily. It's like this suppressed echo from the absolute depths of his soul. Guys, this is the ultimate emotional payoff. Asif opens the door and sees the impossible standing right in front of him. It wasn't just a dream. She is actually there, in the real world, with tears of joy welling up in his eyes.
And here are Mahwish's beautiful closing words. She smiles that exact same sweet smile that used to bring him so much peace. And she says, "Did you really think we wouldn't meet again? Today I have returned for you." She confirms the incredible truth. She was always close to his heart, and today she has finally returned for him. His beautiful dream has literally spilled over, breaking right through the boundaries of sleep and stepped directly into his waking reality.
What an absolutely phenomenal story, right? It leaves us with this final, really powerful thought. If a dream can survive years of intense solitude, endure the painful distance, and still somehow find its way to your front door, what hopes are you keeping alive in the depths of your heart? Never, ever underestimate the power of your own beautiful dreams. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. Keep learning, keep hoping, and I'll see you next time.